The Key of David series, Prayer of Surrender. Our reading for today is from 2 Samuel chapter 15, verses 30 to 36. Let's take a moment to go through the passage together. Let's now focus more on verses 31 and 34. Now David had been told, Ahithophel is among the conspirators with Absalom. So David prayed, Lord, turn Ahithophel's counsel into foolishness. But if you return to the city and say to Absalom, Your Majesty, I will be your servant. I was your father's servant in the past, but now I will be your servant. Then you can help me by frustrating Ahithophel's advice. When we ask God for help, we should also be ready to do our part and work with Him, following His lead in any situation. Just like David, who prayed for God to make Ahithophel's advice useless, he didn't just pray and forget about it. He paid attention. So, when he met Hushai and saw his loyalty, he came up with a plan to send Hushai back to Jerusalem to mess up Ahithophel's plans. When we ask God for guidance, sometimes things happening around us, like certain events or people showing up, are often considered signs of God's leading. While it's true that God does guide us through what's happening around us, but it's risky to rely only on that to confirm God's will, especially if we already have our own desire and simply want God to agree with us. David's plan wasn't driven by his desire to become king again, because he didn't hold on to his kingship, as we've talked about this before. His prayer was to stop the bad things that Ahithophel was planning, as he wasn't doing what was right. Such a prayer should align with God's heart. And no matter what happened, David was ready to accept it. Our personal desires not only make it difficult for us to understand God's will, but also trap us in wanting more, with no way out. So it's important to regularly reflect on ourselves and invite God to examine us. When we find any desires in us, we should confess them to God, ask for forgiveness, and strive to change. It's through this process that our connection with God can grow stronger over time. Give yourself a moment to examine your heart and mind. Carry the guidance you received today.